We may be at 50 or just below 50 level. If we are at 50 or below level, you can only imagine in the next 10 years where we would be. So if this trend is scary, if this trend is going down, what can we do? How can we reverse the trend? That is the question. So we have to really understand how our thoughts impact us. What's happening in our brain when we are thinking? There are ways to capture it. EEG is one way. So you have those sensors around your head because our brain can be divided into 19 different sectors. And then it can be measured. On our normal day-to-day life, we are in beta state. If you meditate, if you cool down, calm down, if you are relaxing, now we slow down our brain waves. So it goes into alpha, then it can go, if you are still doing and you're relaxed, meditating, to theta, to delta, and really if you are very good, it can go all the way up to gamma. Now, what is the impact or what does it do to us? Now, in our awakened state, when we have to work, we have to be active, we will be in beta state, which is normal. But if 24 hours in a day, if you are in beta state, then when are we relaxing? And that's where relaxation is so important. So alpha is the first state that we enter. Then comes theta or delta. And of course, gamma is the ultimate. Is it easy to get into gamma? No. But is it easy to get into alpha and start our journey? Yes. That's where the meditation comes into play. What is so difficult between beta and alpha? It's like a thick concrete wall. You cannot easily go. You have to make an attempt. That's where the laughter, relaxation, mindfulness, meditation, pranayam, yoga, all those things comes into play, which helps you to overcome this barrier. So there was an experiment done in, Princeton University. This was a long time ago, couple of decades ago. And the researcher was trying to get into these states with experimenting different ways, chanting and, all those kind of different typical ways that, okay, what works? And the researcher was not able to get into these higher states. Then finally, the researcher surrendered. Surrendered when you say, I give up. Okay, it's not working, not working. My experiment is not giving me results, failing. And the moment the researcher gave up, all of a sudden, the brainwave recording transformed, dropped in the sense from this beta state, which is the higher frequency one. So suddenly saw the brainwaves are slowing down. And that's what we want in meditation. The moment brainwave slows down, you get into from beta to alpha to theta to gamma or whatever state you can get up to. But the point is it goes from beta all slowing down. So why surrender is that important? Because that's the resistance. That's how our thoughts are playing around. So anything we do, if we don't do with belief, if we don't do with any trust, if we don't surrender to that process, here the surrender is not to in the name of God or whatever you want. The surrender is as I have understood the process and now I am following it. I am believing in it. Anything without belief is a huge barrier. Without changing the brain waves, we cannot get into the higher state, which is alpha, theta, or delta, whatever. Now, when we are meditating, we don't worry that, oh, am I in alpha or am I in theta or delta? No, you just follow the process. Why? The moment we do meditation, the moment we relax, automatically we are lowering our stress. Why stress is, being talked about? Everybody's talking stress, stress. Is it bad? We should not have. It should be zero. No, we need both. As soon as you wake up in the morning, the body demands some action. This is our active part of the day. In the evening, you are relaxing, you want to sleep, that's a relaxation. So you need both. But what happens? We are under stress 24/7. Some people cannot sleep, some people cannot think, some people cannot be creative any time of the day, and they think, I'm under stress, tremendous stress. So what happens when you are stressed? Why it is so uh, unhealthy, if we put it that way? So you need some stress in life. It is healthy for your as a human life. But what happens is when you are stressed 24/7, when you are stressed whole day, you cannot even sleep. That means it's overworked. So during stress, the body releases hormones like adrenaline, cortisol. What does that do? Yes, it prepares you to be active, but these are stress related hormones. If there is a danger, if there was action needed, yes, you need some adrenaline rush, but not whole day. Why? Because what does it do when you're under stress? It takes the energy from your digestive system. It takes the energy from your immune system and give extra energy to your hands, legs, lungs, heart. Now, one may feel, oh, extra energy, lungs and heart is good. No, it is giving extra energy. Considering there is a danger, you need to fight or flight. Yeah, means you'll have to somehow run away from that danger, or you have to fight that danger. So for a short duration, okay, but whole day it goes against you. Your heart and lungs are overworking so that they are pumping extra blood, extra oxygen so that you can run away or you can fight. And your digestion is weak, your immune system is weak. Now, how do we differ from the animal world? Animals are better than us in some way. If a tiger is chasing a deer, deer will run away. As soon as somehow it survives, it will relax, eat the grass, sit down. What do we do? So we have to understand why we keep talking about thoughts and meditation. So any different kind of illnesses, diseases, what happens? Your two most critical factors which creates diseases or illnesses. Number one is your thought. And number two comes lifestyle. That means if we can work through these two, you can stay healthy and happy. So what happens when there is stress, when your thoughts are always, negative, when your lifestyle is going, away from your circadian rhythm, means we are no longer in nature, we are away from Panchabhutas, we don't get fresh air because we are sitting inside the house all the time, or offices, or driving in a car, means not walking bare feet on the, grass or ground and all those things. So disturbance in thoughts and lifestyle create problem in your metabolism. Problem in metabolism creates toxins accumulation in your body. And what happens with toxins? So now the mental level has gone into energy level. From energy level, we go to the physiological level. The body does give symptoms that, hey, my shoulder is aching, my knee, or I'm feeling kind of weirdness in my gut or stomach or something. And when we don't look into those symptoms, we get into acute illness, and acute over a period of time become chronic. So the story starts from thoughts, and that's where meditation really helps you. That's if we understand that really thoughts is number one factor. If you work on your thoughts, you will not have any illness or diseases. Then comes the lifestyle. Work on these two and you are good. What is lifestyle? What time I wake up, what time I sleep, how much. People only think, okay, I have to work on, my diet. I will cut down my diet and everything will be good. But is that the real issue? So what happens is, uh, how to really rewire your brain is the question. So you see, We get a lot of thoughts, 60 to 70,000 in a day. The question becomes, what kind of thoughts? But one factor is common. When new thought is coming, most of our thoughts, 80 to 90% are same as day before, yesterday. So in order to change who you are, in order to change your biology, in order to change your, genes, proteins, whichever way we look at it, we have to change our thoughts. And we just looked into what Ayurveda says, which is number two, thoughts and your lifestyle is critical, which creates all the issues in your body, which creates all the diseases and illnesses. So if you have to change who you are, means your physical, mental, emotional condition, you have to change your thoughts. So what happens when you have new choices? If every day I wake up and I do certain things, whether I'm picking my cell phone, looking at it, whether I'm just, watching news, reading news, whatever that action may be. If I change, if I don't do that, what happens? It's a new choice. Every time I am late for work, 10, 15 minutes. Today, I've decided, no, I will leave 15 minutes early. New choice. It will lead to new behavior. Now I'm doing some action. Now I'm doing something different than what I usually do. My brain is already programmed in a certain way because every day I do the same thing. But today I made a new choice. I will leave 15 minutes early in the example of when I'm always getting 10 minutes late and blaming everyone, the weather, the traffic, and all those things. But today I've decided I'll leave early in as an example. So when I'm driving, my behavior is different. Today I know I'll be on time. When I reach work, I'm not hiding from people. In fact, I want people to see me that I'm on time today. So my experience is totally new. My feeling is totally different. I'm not hiding. I'm, with all the positivity, positive energy, positive feelings, that gives a positive emotion. I'm happy from inside. I'm not going with the guilt again that, oh, I'm late again. And this emotion leads to a new chemical in our body. Like we saw, when you are stressed, body produces what? Cortisol, adrenaline, stress-related hormones. But when you are happy, what does body do? Dopamine, oxytocin, and all kind of positive chemicals. So what is happening? These chemicals makes healthy protein. Healthy protein makes healthy genes. Genes is our building block. So what happens? If I can change, if I can improve, if I can decide my future, that means my choices, my feelings, my behavior, my emotions, giving me new chemicals, which is improving my genes, improving the protein quality my body is producing. I'm like a magician. I'm a supernatural person. So your personality is creating your personal reality. Why we are talking about personality? Because the way think, the way you are making choices, actions, and all that gives rise to your personality. As you change the way you think, you are changing your personality, which changes your personal reality, means your future. So is it just theoretical? No. A lot of experiments have been done, different papers have been published. Like we were talking about cortisol, there is another factor, IgA, immunoglobulin. What is that? That is a reflection of basically you can say the immune system in like as a short form. So if IgA is going up means your immune system going up. If cortisol going down means your stress going down. So just with 10 minutes of meditation, just open your heart, fill with, what we say the positive elevated emotion. You can transform your life. How does this happen? So just imagine, without getting into too much science, that The smallest unit in our body, we say cell. Our body is made up of different system, whether it is blood circulation, air, breathing, and all that, your muscles, your bones, immune system. Then comes, different organs made up of different tissues. Tissues are made up of cell. Cell we consider the smallest unit. We are talking of less than a millimeter, that small size. But within that cell, we got 23 pair of chromosome. Each, because 23 pair means one comes from father, one comes from mother. So mom and dad, we get kind of a pair. And in these chromosome, what do we have? We have DNA, which defines who we are. And this DNA, it's like a helical, it's like a coil. If you stretch it, it goes up to 5 feet. So imagine, less than a millimeter cell has something which is longer than or about 5 feet. How is that possible? This is nature. This is why we say believe, trust, understand, and then beauty of universe is inside us. So don't look for solutions outside. Everything is inside. Not just 123 pairs, and each chromosome, when you have this telomere we were looking into, it's like a cap on both sides. So there are 4 of them. So now the question comes, okay, I have, what do I do? My genetic age versus my biological age. So genetic age varies. If you age slowly or you are a lot of stress and all, you can age faster. So it could be either point up to, right? 0.4 times your biological age, or it can go in the reverse order. So what happens when it is, if you are doing things right, your biological age could be 75 years, your genetic age could be just 30. If it is not 0.4, whatever, if you see you are 90 biological age, but your genetic age could be just 36. What is the reverse condition? It is not 0.4, then it is 2.5, which is the worst case scenario. So your age could be just 20 years. Biologically, I am only 20 years, youth, but my genetic age could already be 50. I could be just 30 years of biological age, but my genetic age could be 75. So imagine people say, oh, I will do meditation when I'm 50 or 60. Right now, I'm only 20. You don't know your genetic age. You only look with respect to your biological age. You have no idea inside what's happening. The stress is changing your genes, the proteins the body is producing every day. So biological is easy. I was born on this date, my biological age. I don't know my genetic age. Sometimes we see young people having different heart attack and all kind of issues in life, and we say, he was only 25. What happened? See, that's biological age. We don't know the genetic age. Sometimes you meet senior citizens, walking in the park, and you feel you are tired and they walk much faster than you because you are looking at biological age of 75, but they could be 30 or 40 or 50 years of genetic age. So the question comes, what can we do to reverse our age? We look for medicines. We look for some magic. Magic is inside us. Learn, understand, follow meditation. Simple, observe your breath, what we say Anapanasati meditation. Breath work, pranayam, slow breathing. Different ways, start from simple. Learn yoga. And we are talking about, up yoga, sukshma vyayam. We are not saying, the advanced yoga. Just start with relaxing, stretching, and then expand. Just follow these 3, you will be reversing your age. Why? Because you're slowing down your genetic age. That's what is most important. So, is there a science behind? Is there? Yes, we were talking about, we are going away from nature. We are going away from, the life is changing so much. We are not in Panchbhutas. So I have an instrument, it's called BioWell, which records the energy, human energy or the room energy. It has two different attachments. So this one I experimented with grounding. We are always walking with the shoes or, whether it's slippers or sandals, doesn't matter, something you're wearing. We are not in touch. Even if you are walking outside, yes, you are in fresh air under the sun, but not with contact with Mother Earth. The ion exchange is not taking place unless you walk bare feet. How does it impact us? So the experiment was with and without grounding. And with grounding, you can see the difference means better or improved result. And you can reflect on your life. How many times in a day do you walk, and not walking on your wooden floor in North America and all? I'm talking about directly in contact with earth, because walking on wooden floor bare feet doesn't help in that ion exchange. That happens only when you are, say for example, go to the beach. We are still wearing something. No, take off your slippers, sandals, chappals, whatever you're wearing. Just walk bare feet. You have ground, which is earth. You have water. You have fresh air under the sky. So other than fire element, you have all four right there. But we don't do that. Another experiment was done. This was with water. Why? Because our body is made up of more than 70% water. So people were in different places. I'm in here, Canada. People were from India, US, Europe. And the experiment was happening in India with the water. And we did two things: cursing the water, blessing the water. And immediately we could see the change in the result. Change in the result means the energy impact on that water. Water is very important, as I said, because it's 70% of us. Any change, why moon, full moon, new moon has so much impact on us? Gravity. We are 70% plus water. Water is extremely important. What kind of water you are drinking, what is happening, a good reflection comes on water. If our blessing can impact water, which is thousands of miles away, that's why in quantum physics, there is a concept called time, space, space, time. Distance doesn't matter. So when you are thinking bad about a person, be careful. When you are blessing someone, be sure your blessing doesn't matter the distance and time, it does work. Then how do we come to that stage that I'm always blissful, I'm always peaceful? Find like-minded people. Like I go at least once a year spiritual retreat. 2 years back we went to Mount Shasta. This year we went to Sedona. High energy places. Generally we pick full moon, so we always go there. Different places. We find the local guide, local masters, and then spend 3-4 days with them. Different healing sessions, meditation session, group sessions. That brings you to your spiritual family, or you can say the like-minded people, whichever way you look at it. This helps you in getting into the zone. So what happens is, when we do meditation, one thing we have to be very clear. What is meditation? People think whole time I will not have any other issue. So living in the moment, yes, you have to have a very calm, stable state. You are conscious about your unconscious mind. That's where your subconscious mind, your inner self comes into. So don't force that I should have zero thought during meditation. Remember one thing. What is thoughtlessness in meditation? If I'm doing meditation for whatever time, say 1 hour or 15 minutes, doesn't matter. I start observing my breath, then no thought. All of a sudden thought comes. Whatever. If I'm starting today or I just started it, observe that, okay, for 10 seconds there was no thought, then the thought comes. No worries. Follow the process. Don't think it will be zero. The brain function is to think thoughts will come. But over time, you will see that 10 seconds became 30 seconds. From 30 seconds, it will become 60 seconds. This is thoughtlessness. This is what we have to achieve. So don't worry if you are having thoughts. Thoughts will come. The gap between the thoughts will increase. And this is my firm belief. If we do stretching, pranayam, slow down the breath, and then do meditation, the meditation becomes better. When you start doing this, understand what is affirmation, visualization. You have to believe in it. You cannot just say, I want this, and you are doubting, do I deserve it? Will it ever happen to me? Zero. Nothing will happen. But understand what is forgiveness, what is gratitude. You have to forgive yourself and your people around you. Live your life in a grateful, gratitude state. And you will see the transformation in your meditation, transformation in your genes, transformation in your life. So, masters, all these things, it's all inside us, not outside. Our guru is inside us. All you have to do is follow it, understand it. And once we do that, we change our genes. So this was what we say is, who we are, the way we do. Sorry. So if we understand this process, it becomes very easy to really follow and get back to your life. So back to you, Sushma ji.